Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. Remember, you have greatness inside of you. Welcome back to another AB Daily News with your hockey coach, Guru Coach FRENCHY. Today, episode number 275. What your menu calls today? First of all, the Montreal Canadiens could add a new goalie inside of the organization. Secondly, Montreal Canadiens lost during the weekend against Tampa Bay Lightning, but they are now 28 in NHL. And finally, this is the time to talk about the AB Prospect Weekly Report. One specific player have an amazing, great weekend. But before we start, we invite you, please don't forget to click on the like, subscribe to the Hockey Nation Show, and leave me a comments about this episode. And let's dive in talking about my first subject of the day. Like I mentioned to you, Montreal Canadiens could add a goalie now inside of this organization because the NCAA many teams are eliminated and some of them became UFA at this moment. That gave a possibility for Montreal to add an additional goalie. Here's the problem. Montreal have only 3 goalies under the contract in NHL. Talking about Kaden Primo, Jake Allen, and Montembeault. They have 47 contract already signed. Only 3 more they could add inside of the 50 contract. And this could be a little bit a problem for Montreal Canadiens. We know Sean Farrell right now got eliminated. Possible could join the Montreal Canadiens. Montreal have to be a little bit more caution. And the only way they can do this is to be sure at some point they need to add a goaltender inside this organization. So they are maybe looking for a specific goaltender. And I look around in NCAA, I have a few of them, but one specific one I want to talk about today, guys, is Yaniv Peretz. Born in Montreal, Dollard is almost 6'1", 189 pounds. Played for the team Quinnipiac. And 2021-2022, guys, a goal again average of 1.17, a save percentage of 929. We thought maybe this is only a 1 year lucky possible. No, he repeat again this year. And 22-23, he has a save percentage of 929 and a goal again average of 1.52. And the last 2 years, he is the ECAC goaltender of the year. And then in 2023, he is now one of the top 10 finalists for the O.B. Baker, like Lane HUTSON for the Montreal Canadiens prospect. That's possible. Montreal could look about him. And definitely Montreal the next couple of weeks, a month, not as an NHL draft. It does not count. But during the next couple of months, they need to add a goaltender inside this organization. They cannot go next year with only 3 goalies. Imagine if ever Kaden Primo have to be on the waiver and a team pick him up. Montreal have no goalies in Laval after that. They are all player contract with the Laval Rocket only. There's something Montreal can have to become better and to add a specific goalies and Laval Rocket at least, and they have a contract with the Montreal Canadiens the next couple of months. This concludes, guys, my first subject, but I would like to hear from you. What do you think about this possibility Montreal add a goaltender from the NCAA, possible at Peretz or any other goaltender, or now UFA? Let's move on now, guys, for my next subject of the day. My second subject of the day, guys, is about the Montreal Canadiens news. Last week, Montreal played 4 games. Remember, they lost against Colorado. They beat the Pittsburgh. They lost against Florida Panthers and the Tampa Bay Lightning. So their record is 1-3-0. With the Flyers have a great weekend. Vancouver have a great weekend. And the Arizona have an amazing great straight with 4W. Now Montreal are 28 in the standing. And they are top 5 at the bottom of the standing. Exactly what the fans would love to have Montreal over there at this position. And possible could a little bit more go lower. Here's the rest of the year, guys. The Montreal Canadiens have to play 12 games for the remaining of the season. During that time, Anaheim are 4 points behind the Montreal, 56 points compared to 60 for Montreal. And both teams are played 70 games. Now, the Montreal Canadiens have 12 games until the end. Now, Montreal have to play 6 times again. The team are already in the playoff, and 6 times again the team are not in the playoff. Detroit, Washington, Philadelphia, Florida, Columbus Blue Jackets, and Buffalo. Would be really interesting. Montreal against the Philadelphia. What happening this game? Good news for Montreal. They play a back-to-back. This is the game, honestly, they have to lose if they want to stay on 28. Unfortunately for the Anaheim, whatever they are 4 points behind, the schedule is a little bit more tougher at compared to Montreal. They have 12 games to go, but they play 7 of the 12 games against a top team in NHL already in the playoff. The 5 other games they have against team are not in the playoff. To Anaheim past the Montreal Canadiens is going to be really hard for them. But again, the most important thing for the Montreal is finishing 5th at the bottom of the NHL, at least 28 or 29. I want to give you a little bit more the NHL draft situation for the race of Bedard. Right now, this is the lottery odds for each team from 1 to 11. Columbus Blue Jacket is right now 25.5. San Jose at 13.5. You can see Montreal number 5 with 8.5% chance to finish and win the lottery for Connor Bedard. Which kind of player the Montreal can get at the top 5? I will give you 5 names. Bedard will be already gone anyway. Fentelly, Michkov, Carlson, and Will Smith. Here's the key about Michkov. Something could be worried out to pick him up and let him go a little bit, go deeper and pick up a player like Will Smith in front of Michkov or Leo Carlson. That will give Montreal Canadiens right now one of the top 5 players I mentioned to you. I don't see any other players at this moment in March are better at the top 5 I just mentioned to you. So at the end of the day, Montreal, if they can finishing 28, that will give you a chance to select an amazing, great hockey player and the future for the Montreal. Here we go, guys. This concludes this subject. I would like to hear from you. Leave me a comment. Maybe tell me how many W you see for the Montreal until the end of the season with 12 games to play. Let's move on now, guys, for my last subject of the day. My last subject of the day, guys, about the Montreal Canadiens Prospect Weekly Report. First of all, Lane Hudson did it again. Goal-winning game for the Boston University against Merrimack in overtime to give to Boston to stay in the race of the Final Four in NCAA in April in Tampa Bay. He has 2 goals, 1 assist, 3 points during the weekend. He was the MVP of the weekend during that tournament. And now, Hudson this season with the Boston, 14 goals, 33 assists, 47 points. He equaled Brian Leach's record as a freshman with the most points by any defenseman and NCAA, and he did it, Hudson, with 1 game less of Brian Leach. Unbelievable performance against the Lane Hudson. Don't forget, he's going to play next game, March 23rd. You have a chance to watching him live. That would be great to follow Lane Hudson. Secondly, I want to talk about Joshua Roy. 7 points during the weekend for him. 3 goals, 4 assists. He has right now 41 goals, 49 assists, 90 points in 52 games. And the last 14 games, guys, 30 points for Joshua Roy. He's sitting right now 4th in the scorer point and the QM at this moment, just behind Riley Kidney. And talking about Riley Kidney, guys, why not talk about him? 12 goals, 45 assists, 57 points in the last 25 games since he got traded during the Christmas time. He has right now a streak of 24 games with 1 point and just did another season of 100 point a plus with 102 points. This is a back-to-back season and a QM with 100 points for Riley Kidney. Then Logan Mailloux, guys, during the weekend did it again. 3 points. He had 1 goal, 2 assists. He scored his 24th goal of the year as a defenseman and OHL. Amazing, great season for Logan Mailloux. This is someone we have to follow up. Right now, he's the best defenseman for London Knights. He played on the PK, on the power play, shut down the opponent team first line. He exactly where Albert Jacquet was last year with the Hamilton Bulldogs. Then I want to talk about Owen Beck for the Peterborough piece. Beck struggled since he got traded over there. Not only him, the team. They make so many trades and look like the chemistry never been. But the last 7 games, Owen Beck picked it up a little bit more. Have 3 goals, 6 assists for 9 points. Would be interesting. We know Peterborough could become one of the top teams at the end of the season to represent the OHL and Memorial Cup. They have the personnel, the players. It's just the chemistry never been there yet. Still have a couple of weeks to figure out this for sure. Finally, I want to talk about 2 players. First, Sean Farrell got eliminated during the weekend. Now is open up to looking for signing a ELC. Can the Montreal move and make him offer a contract? It would be number 48 of the 50. Remember, I'm talking about the goalie earlier. This was the problem with Montreal. They don't want to be at 49 or 50 the next couple of weeks. That's not changed. The priority for Montreal is to sign Sean Farrell. I will not be surprised this happening this week or the next 2 weeks. Sean Farrell could sign his entry-level contract with the Montreal Canadiens. Finally, Emil Henneman got eliminated during the weekend. Again, Adam Engstrom, another HABS prospect. Now, Henneman is open up. He could join the Montreal Canadiens or he could return and play for the Laval Rocket because he already have a contract with the Montreal Canadiens. Secondly, now, another good news for him. Next year, the Montreal have the rights now to select him to go play with the Montreal or the Laval Rocket. He does have to return like he did, and he decided to do it, to return in Sweden and play this year. He have that kind of power for Henneman, and that's going happening for the Montreal. Decide what happening with him for the next couple of weeks and month. This concludes, guys, my third subject of the day, but I would like to hear from you guys that one specific player. Talk about one of them. Tell me what you think about Lane Hudson, Mayo, Giroux, Joshua. You know I'm going to respond and reply for each one of your comments. And this concludes everything we have to talk about on this specific episode 275. Here we go, guys. This concludes this episode. Hopefully you enjoy it. But before we leave, we invite you, please don't forget to click on the like, subscribe to our Canadian show, leave me a comments about this episode, and of course, remind you, you have greatness inside of you, and I wish you an amazing, blessing day, everybody.